special.
No. I love you.
I love you too. Well, happy Halloween and welcome to our Halloween special. I am joined here by my lovely girlfriend, Lexi, who decided to dress up as Rhea Ripley. I must have done something right in this world for that to happen.
Absolutely. I think we did her workout today as well.
Yeah, we did the Celtic War. You know, Sheamus's workouts, the Celtic Warrior workouts. We decided to do Rhea's today to celebrate our video. As always, I'm Lucas. This is Lexi.
Hi, y'all.
And we have a very special Halloween video for y'all. As you can see, I'm Dirty Dom Mysterio
and I am Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think they got
Women's
that.
world champion.
We can only afford, they don't make a toy belt for the new belt she has, so we have to have the old like SmackDown one they had.
Still works.
The one she won at WrestleMania. We're gonna get right into it. Today's video is about the scariest wrestlers in WWE history. As y'all know, or all 30 of my subscribers, hopefully we boost that number up after this one. I've been watching wrestling pretty much my whole life with breaks here and there. Lexi, though, what is your experience with wrestling here?
Well, when we moved in together, I think Lucas got me hooked on wrestling, and he was just watching wrestling, and I would sit in and just ask a billion questions, and he was so willing to just give me all the information on everything, and now I am hooked.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's it.
She's a very novice wrestling fan, so we're gonna get to see hopefully you'll learn a little today.
I think I will.
With that, but so we are going to go through the scariest wrestlers in WWE. How I'm planned on doing it is that I'm going to show you like an image.
Okay.
You're going to guess the name of the wrestler. If you know the wrestler, if you don't know who it is, make up a name. I want you to make up a name, what you would call the wrestler. And then I want you to rank them. I'm going to show you a few images. I want you to rank them 0 from 10 on how scary they are. So we've got 10 wrestlers for you. We're going to go ahead and get started.
Okay.
We're going to get started right now. Number 1. This is an easy one.
The Undertaker.
Okay, so we know The Undertaker. Good.
He is definitely a 10.
A 10.
The way he rolls his eyes back is so terrifying.
Yeah, I've got another image. There we go.
No, that's it.
The eye roll.
That is the one that's hung out. That is terrifying. That is Halloween worthy.
He's the Halloween worthy wrestler, I would think.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like you would see The Undertaker and you would think like, oh, this guy's.
Well, you already say, oh, The Undertaker.
He's real.
Like, who is that? And then I learned, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, he's. I think he's easily number 1 when it comes to like gimmicky.
Can you do that?
Do what, the eye roll?
Yeah.
No, like can you do the eye roll?
No. Should I try? No.
You could try it. I doubt the camera's gonna pick it up, but whatever. So with The Undertaker, he actually started 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. So he was wrestling back in the 90s. Do you know what he looks like in the 90s?
Skinnier.
Skinny. I mean, he might.
I think he wasn't as big. I think.
Here's what he looked like in the 90s. Ready?
Okay. The one he has a top hat on.
No, that's his hat. It's the same hat he always wears when he comes out to the ring.
Was that the same one in the last picture?
Well, he wasn't wearing it. It was the same one.
Okay.
Oh,
no.
Whatever.
Right
yeah,
there.
that's the same hat.
Okay.
So we have decided that The Undertaker is what? A 10?
A 10.
The Undertaker is a 10.
The first time I saw him and he stuck his tongue out and rolled his eyes back, I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I mean, he just knew
that was insane.
Yeah, he knew how to do the thing, and it worked well for him, and thankfully he got a gimmick for it. Thankfully, he wasn't the gobbledygooker.
What the heck's the gobbledygooker?
You should watch my last video, and so should you. Top 10 worst gimmicks of all time.
All right.
Okay. On to the next one. Our next wrestler here that we're going to have the lovely Lexi react to. All right. What do you think this guy's name is?
Well...
Or do you know this one?
I don't, but my first reaction is when I got my nails done today, my friend wanted to get them done exactly like that. She wanted the red with the black, like, flame looking look. And that's exactly what it reminds me of.
Okay.
And they couldn't do it, and so they just painted her nails all black over the red. They couldn't do that? No, they couldn't do it.
What type of nail place is this?
I know. That's what I was saying. And so she was just like, just do them all black instead. Like, you won't give me what I want.
Well, this is Kane.
I would not have expected that.
So this is the Undertaker's brother. So
they're all related.
They're, well, not in real life, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But in some, they're cousins.
Yeah, like Roman Reigns. Yeah, you know Roman Reigns, The Rock, and whatnot. But yeah, this is his storyline kayfabe brother.
Okay.
His name is Kane. He is the devil's favorite demon. And the Undertaker's manager is this guy named Paul Bearer, and he was he was a mortician. So you know, like people who prepare dead bodies, and the mortician would come out and basically do all that, and he had an urn that he would carry around. But one day he was like, "The Undertaker, you killed your brother in a fire, but guess what? He's not dead, and he's been charred alive." And that is Kane. So at one of the Hell in the Cell matches, the Undertaker, I think it was In Your House, Kane shows up and rips the door off the cell and comes and attacks.
Is he still here? He's still wrestling?
No, he was wrestling recently. No,
I was like, I haven't seen him.
Everyone I've picked is no longer wrestling in the WWE.
Oh, okay.
So everyone is either retired or elsewhere.
Okay.
So we picked 10. That's Kane. So he has this mask, and apparently he was burned fatally.
Okay.
And the Undertaker caught his whole family on fire, according to the story that is.
The Undertaker caught his whole family on fire.
No, they're brothers, so their whole family.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Undertaker killed everyone in his family?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, according to... I guess that's... I mean, this was a little before my time, but...
Okay.
So Kane shows up with Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer betrays the Undertaker, and they go in and rip the cell door off, and he attacks the Undertaker during a match, and they feud for a while. They fight twice at WrestleMania.
Did he pin him?
Who? Kane?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's beaten him before, but at WrestleMania, Kane lost twice to the Undertaker. Go check out my video about the Undertaker streak. All right, so we're going to show you a couple images, but then he was unmasked. So this is Kane without his mask when he was unmasked, and then we have him when he came back with his mask over here.
Okay.
Which version do you think is the scariest of Kane?
The right one, for sure. The one with the red.
The red mask, the newest one.
Oh, that's the newest one?
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the scariest, but the storyline of him, I would say Scariest, he's like a 7.
He's only a 7?
Yeah.
Okay, he's a 7. So Kane, we have at a 7.
He's scary looking, but the storyline where the Undertaker caught all of his family. You think it's kind of cheesy? Well, the Undertaker caught all of his family on fire, so he's obviously scarier as a 10, and so he's not as scary as a 7.
He's not as scary because he didn't burn his family alive?
Yeah, I'd say he's like a 7.
Okay, Kane gets a 7, but interestingly, I have one more image for you.
Okay.
After this version of Kane, they came up with Corporate Kane. And he would wear a suit, and he would, help out Triple H and do he was just I'm a corporation guy.
So is he like a manager here?
He wasn't a manager, but he was like a WWE official. Okay. And he would screw people over. But even...
Okay, so looking at the photo does not look scary at all.
Corporate
Kane, but knowing that he's a heel?
He was largely a heel.
Is in here
He was a heel when he was Corporate Kane.
Yeah. He looks like a scary boss, I would say.
Okay. Kane, scary boss.
Scary boss.
Fun fact, this man is played, the man who plays Kane, his name is Glenn Jacobs, and he is the mayor of Knoxville County, Tennessee. Oh. In real life.
Really?
Yeah, in real life. Not like wrestling, but he's the mayor of a town in Tennessee.
He looks like a mayor in this photo.
Yeah,
he looks like he would be a mayor. Vote for him.
Vote for Kane.
He's not scary. He's a good guy.
Okay, I guess so. So that is Kane. Number 3. Here we go.
Whoa. Yeah.
All right.
Fucking terrifying. That looks like the devil is coming out.
The devil is coming out?
Yeah, like...
What would you call him? If you were to name this wrestler, what do you think his name would be?
Devil Big Bird.
Devil Big Bird. Coming to the ring. From the bottomless pit. Devil Big Bird.
Oh!
This is the Boogeyman.
Okay.
The Boogeyman, yeah. And the Boogeyman, he was a wrestler in the early 2000s. He would carry that clock, the clock he has with him here in the shot.
Yes.
And he was just kind of like this, I don't know.
He looks like Big Bird now.
What do you think he looks like Big Bird?
The yellow fur on the outside.
I think that's just the lighting.
Okay. For someone who has never seen him before.
Looks like Big Bird. So he would have a catchphrase.
Okay.
You know what his catchphrase was?
No.
Well, I can't play it because I'll get
Wait,
copied.
what's his name again?
The Boogeyman.
Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Boogie Oogie Oogie. That would have been pretty good. But it was more like this. This is going to be terrible as well.
Okay.
Just as bad as that. But here we go.
As bad as that?
I'm the Boogeyman.
Okay. No.
And I'm coming to get you. Yeah. And then come in like that.
Children have scary dreams about that.
Yeah, I was afraid of the Boogeyman. And not only that, I'm going to show you another image.
Okay.
He loved worms.
Worms. No.
And he would eat the worms.
That's disgusting. That's literally...
He would hold them up. And he would
so
bang the
horrible.
worms down.
Every time?
Not every time. I mean, maybe every time. He was supposed to be scary.
When?
Early 2000s.
But like at every event?
Or when he'd come out to the ring or after he would get a victory. And sometimes, I'll show you this next one.
That's a handful.
He would spit the worms from his mouth into other wrestlers' mouths.
Nah, he is a 20.
A 20 out of 10.
He's scarier than The Undertaker.
You think so? Just off the
Boogeyman is gonna give me nightmares tonight.
I'm the Boogeyman.
No, don't use it. No.
Coming to get you.
No.
All right, Boogeyman gets a 20 out of 10.
There's like...
We are not a fan of the Boogeyman, but we'll get on to our next one. Here we go. Our next wrestler that we're going to look at on a rating scale for Scariest.
Okay.
What do we think here?
He looks like the Joker.
He looks like the Joker. Okay.
A little bit.
So
I feel like I only really knew who the Undertaker was, so I thought he was the scariest, but now I'm seeing these and they are even more scary.
That's okay. Our rating scale will go above 10.
Okay. Like what, 50 now?
Well, I'm going to show you. So this wrestler, what would you name him to start off?
The Devil Joker.
The Devil Joker. I'm sure that was one of their options. So this wrestler here is the Fiend. And I actually think you know who this is. Okay. You just can't tell because he has a mask on. This is the Fiend who was played by... This is Bray Wyatt. Remember who passed away early this year? Yeah. Wyndham Rotunda who passed away.
Yes.
So this is one of his characters was the Fiend. And he would put on this mask in his movie. He would go into like a
back bridge?
A bridge, yeah. And he would like waddle up to people. And then he would
waddle up in a bridge?
He did it. He's very talented.
Should I try it?
I mean, if you want, we'll get a video of you doing a bridge and we'll cut it in right here. Bridge, 1, 2, 3, go. Now you have to bridge.
Okay.
Okay, and then, but this is what So now does he look more familiar? His face?
Yeah. Yes.
So he had his Firefly Funhouse gimmick where he would they would cut away to him and he'd be in think of Blue's Clues. You remember Blue's Clues? And he's in the house. So Bray Wyatt would do this, but he was in a twisted horror version of Blue's Clues.
Well, who's that lady in the background?
That's
Is that
an Annabelle, he would have mascots. So he'd have this little Annabelle doll. There was a vulture, a bunny rabbit.
Okay.
It was honestly pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And he had a great match during the pandemic WrestleMania with John Cena. Which was it wasn't even really a wrestling match. It was basically a play on stage. Of them going back and forth, and it went through Cena's career. It was great. But yeah, that's Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
And before The Fiend, he had another gimmick. Before even the Firefly Funhouse, he had this one where he was a cult leader.
Is he in the mask?
No, he's here in the front. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's here in the front.
In the front.
Yeah, I know they all look the same because they all have beards and look like Southern guys. So these were his 3 disciples.
Okay.
And he was their cult leader. And he would say, I got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world. But it was creepy. And
I remember that.
You remember? Well, because they played that at his during the
tribute?
SmackDown tribute.
Yeah.
So these were his 3 disciples. And they would all they wear the lamb mask and they would come out and they had a good feud. And I think that all of Bray Wyatt's characters were pretty good. Well, I guess 2, but. I think they're all pretty good. But what would you rank him in scariness?
I think I'm more wrestling-wise, a 9.
A 9.
But because I know his story personally, I would say a 4 because he's a good guy.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And I feel for him, and when you said this is him because
he passed
away, I just my heart felt for him. And so
it's hard to be scared of him now.
It's hard to be scared of him now because he passed away, and rest in peace to him, and I wish him and his family the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the 9.
Yes.
And hindsight, that the fact that he's passed away, rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda. Wish his family the best. We're gonna go on to the next one here. All right, up next we have got wrestler number 4 on our Scariest Wrestlers Halloween special.
Oh.
Here we go.
God, he's huge.
That's what she said.
What is that? Do you know how much he weighs?
Oh, this guy's got to be...
No, 3 plus.
Probably 400 plus.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe.
probably.
I'll look it up. I'll put the weight right here.
Holy cow. Yeah. Big guy.
Big guy.
Big guy.
What would you name him if you were naming this wrestler just off this image?
Okay, when I looked at him, I thought of a cow.
You thought of a cow?
I thought of cows. Big cow.
Big Cow. What a flattering name. Coming to the ring. Big Cow. This is Viscera.
Okay, that's something I would have never expected.
You would have never thought of that.
Never.
Viscera. He also had another name.
I gotta start thinking on different terms.
Well, you kind of got close to one of his names.
Okay.
Big Daddy V.
I almost said daddy.
You almost said daddy?
I almost did.
You saw this man and thought of daddy?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Viscera.
Okay.
He was actually a member. Well, back earlier, he won King of the Ring. He had like a king gimmick. His original name is totally spacing on me. I'll put that right there. But, or was it King Mabel? Or whatever. I don't know. But that's gonna bug me.
He's
but
huge.
He is huge. He is huge. He was a member of the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness. So the Undertaker would have...
He was the leader.
Undertaker was like, you know how Judgment Day is
yes.
a faction? So he would have...
So that was a faction?
Yeah.
What was the faction name?
The Ministry of Darkness.
The Ministry of Darkness?
Yeah.
And so he was
a member. Yeah,
he was a member, okay.
We got another image of him here.
Oh. That's scary. His teeth. Oh, the teeth.
Yeah, the teeth are
the teeth are rough.
Look at the eyes, though, too.
Yeah, I know. He reminds me of The Undertaker, honestly, because of the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say 10. I think he looks like The Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the faction.
Yeah, I'd
like
say he
a
looks
plus
just
size
like him.
Undertaker, I guess. We got one more for you.
I think he looks like him. Okay. He is a lot bigger.
Well,
that guy
obviously
is tiny
he's a lot
on
bigger.
top. Compared to him. That guy's probably not tiny in real life, but compared to what he is. Yeah.
So we're going with the 10 for Viscera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think of like The Undertaker and how I compared him starting off as a 10.
You set a high bar.
I know, and then the other guy I said 20.
The other guys are scary too.
The other guys are scary.
The Boogeyman got you a lot.
Yeah, Boogeyman was just...
Well, let me tell you about one of Viscera's finishing moves.
Okay.
He would, like, tackle you and lay on you, and he would do, like, giant humps.
Nah, Riptide's better than that.
Yeah. If this video gets 20,000 views, well, that's kind of a high bar.
No, it's not.
20,000?
Why not?
Fine, if this video gets 20,000 views, or if we put in a good effort, she'll Riptide me into the swimming pool outside of our condo.
Sure. They'll do that for sure.
Okay, so
that sounds fun.
Send this one out, subscribe, do the whole thing. All right, so Viscera is going to get a 10. We're going to go on to our next wrestler. The number 5 wrestler coming at you right now.
What is it, a ghost in his hand?
It's a sock.
A ghost sock?
Yeah.
Why does he look like a Dalmatian?
He looks like a Dalmatian. He doesn't even have
like a dog.
You think he looks like a dog?
Like the first view I had, and when I saw his paw print hand, it looks like a Dalmatian.
Okay. What would you name him?
Raggedy Dog.
Raggedy Dog. Another great name. Well, his name is Mankind.
Okay.
And what would you name his sock friend there?
Ghost.
Well, his name was Socko, and he would come at you like this, and he would come in the sock and he would put it in your mouth.
I don't like that.
Put the sock
I don't like that.
in
I
your
don't
mouth.
like it. He's up there with the boogeyman.
He's up there with the boogeyman?
He's up there with the boogeyman.
He would put the sock up.
I would say he is a 17.
A 17.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mankind was an interesting wrestler because the man behind Mankind, his name is Mick Foley.
Okay.
One of the greatest hardcore wrestlers of all time. He actually had 4 different gimmicks or personas in the ring that he would go by. The Mankind one is probably the scariest one. It's definitely the scariest one, but he was kind of like a basement dweller. Has that
it's like a frog
Michael
guy.
Yeah, maybe he would do promos in the boiler room of the stadium. Kind of Michael Myers-esque.
Yeah.
But one
He's
of the
out there.
moments, I'm going to share with you a moment from Mankind's career, also involving The Undertaker.
Okay.
Again, a lot of these scary ones The Undertaker's always part of it. So, during a Hell in the Cell match, like I said, he's one of the best extreme guys of all time. But this is what happened during one of the Hell in the Cell matches. So I'll let you watch that again. He was thrown off the roof of the Hell in a Cell through a table. So a good 30-foot drop down onto the table.
Yeah. Is he okay? Did he get hurt?
Probably didn't feel well. The commentary at the time.
Did he win?
No, the Undertaker. But he's gotta be dead. he's broken in half. Like,
was he just laying there at the end?
I mean, I've never seen this pay-per-view live. I mean, obviously I didn't see it live, but I've rewatched it. But yeah.
Look at everyone. They're like...
This is during the 90s, so this was before my time, obviously. But yeah, so
Whew.
Mankind thrown off the roof of the Hell in a Cell. Another brutal impact. But like I said, he is a man of many faces. Says he had multiple personas. So here are the 4 personas or gimmicks of Mick Foley. So you have Mick Foley here.
Interesting that the smiley face like has the belt.
Yeah, because it was
strap over
part of his like, hey, like Mick Foley is the actual guy.
Okay.
He's the one who plays them all. So he's got Mick Foley. This gentleman here with the finger guns is Cactus Jack, kind of like an extreme wrestler, but not over the top because he's an extreme wrestler, but no inherent.
The next one, hippie.
Crazy. Yeah, it was Dude Love.
Dude Love.
Dude Love was his like hippie gimmick, and then finally we have Mankind.
Yeah.
So, which one of these would be your favorite?
My favorite?
Of these 4 gimmicks of his, yeah.
I kind of like the second one.
You like Cactus Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like the fingers.
Cactus Jack.
The fingers sometimes.
All right. So we're doing. Okay, I'm here for it. Get my Cactus Jack fingers. Now, what do we think? So we said 17 for Mankind.
Yes.
17 for Mankind. Sock in the mouth. Lexi does not want to see Socko. All right. We're going to go on to our next one. Our next wrestler we have for our Halloween special of Spookiest Wrestlers. Spooky. Here we go. Oh, this one is actually a faction or a stable, as some people call. So first off, what do we think this stable is? What are they?
The Blood. Something that has to do with blood.
Okay, well, what? What horror creature likes blood?
Blood Myers.
Blood Myers?
That's
their name?
Yes.
Okay, but what are they?
What do you mean, what are they?
What do you think they are?
A heel?
Well, okay, but but like what monster likes blood?
A devil.
A devil? No. Twilight.
A vampire?
Yeah, a vampire.
The vampires?
So this is the Brood. So you were close with blood. This is the Brood.
I don't think I've ever heard of the word brood before.
Brood? I think a brood is
brood
like a...
coffee?
No, not brood. Brood with like O's instead of like...
B-R-O?
Yeah.
O?
Yeah, something like that. The Brood was a
okay.
gang of vampires made up of 3 members.
Do
you recognize one of them? Guy on the top?
A little bit.
That's Edge.
Okay.
So you remember Edge.
Yes.
So Edge was he was part of the Brood. This is Christian down here.
Okay.
And then this guy over here is Gangrel. He was the leader.
And I can tell because he has the vampire teeth.
Yeah, they were all vampires, and Gangrel like turned them, and they would do this thing called the Brood Bath, and they would dump a bunch of blood on people.
Okay.
And you're gonna see that here in a second because I'm gonna show you one.
Vampires don't scare me though.
Well, good. So this one we might have something underneath a 9. So the Brood, but Edge when he came back in 2019, if I'm mistaken, but 2019 Edge comes back. He comes back as a face, but then they turn him heel before he starts the Judgment Day. So
He started the Judgment Day?
Edge started the Judgment Day before you were watching wrestling.
Okay.
And then the Judgment Day turned on Edge. But remember when we watched WrestleMania and Edge fought Finn Balor in the Hell in a Cell?
Yes.
That had to do with the Judgment Day storyline. But they would do something called the Brood Bath. Oh, well, this is actually Edge's. I forgot which image was next.
Yeah.
But that's Edge coming
is
out
that
at WrestleMania. I think it's like silver or like acrylic. I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool and scary, but I guess you don't.
No, it's definitely scary. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if he's up there with the boogeyman. I think he is about a 15.
A 15? The Undertaker is going to be in last place.
I think it definitely depends on their story and what it is.
And you think
the boogeyman is like, ooh, it's always been scary my entire freaking life. And
the fact that its name is the boogeyman?
The boogeyman, yeah. Okay. And it's like when you were a child growing up, the boogeyman.
I'm the boogeyman.
The scariest thing ever, and you watch out for your closets because the boogeyman might be there.
Okay.
Yes, he is scary for sure.
We're going to the 15.
Are those people falling off of cliffs behind
That's the jumbo.
photo?
That's the jumbotron.
Well, I know that, but like, is that what it is?
I
yeah.
guess.
Okay.
But then here you see a brood bath. So they would dump like blood.
Looks like the mud run.
I guess it does kind of look like the mud. Do you know who
that
is?
Fun. No.
Who's Becky Lynch's husband?
Oh, Seth Rollins?
Yeah, that is Seth Rollins.
Okay.
That's him in the brood bath when he was feuding with Edge.
Okay.
They made it like black though because of PG WWE, but
oh, it's like gonna be blood, like a blood bath.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I need to see him and the boogeyman compared.
Like in the ring or like?
No, side by side.
You think this one's scarier than the boogeyman?
Not this.
You just said vampires don't scare you though.
That's the thing.
So overall,
I think it's more of the stories that scare me.
Okay. So what is your final score for the Brood overall as a faction?
As a faction?
Yeah. 3 vampire guys. Without knowing anything about Edge.
A 14.
14. Wow, the Undertaker at a 10 out of 10 is getting killed. All right. Going on to our next one right now. Okay, here we go. We have our next wrestler coming up on our Scariest Wrestlers Halloween special.
He doesn't scare me at all.
What, that guy doesn't scare you?
No, he's huge, but he looks like a Hawaiian guy that would have a ukulele, like, playing music at the beach.
So what would you name your Hawaiian wrestler here?
Somewhere Under the Rainbow?
Somewhere Under the Rainbow, that's his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere Under the Rainbow. This is Abdullah the Butcher.
Okay.
And this is an older wrestler. I've honestly never seen him, actually. This is way before my time. But I included him because just a lot of just how he presented himself.
Okay.
So he was kind of like a sadist. And they had him as like this Middle Eastern bad guy. As you can see, he's wearing the little shawl.
Yeah.
And he was this like Middle Eastern bad guy. He did a lot of like hardcore matches back in the day. And if you look at this next image, if you look at his forehead there.
His head. It looks like a fork scraped him.
So yeah, so his like thing was he would put forks and stuff in people's head and like
rip it. Ooh.
And so if you look at his head, he's got these 3 lines.
4.
Oh. He's got these 4 lines.
4.
Now he would cut so much in blade, so much and whatnot. His head took so much damage that he just has 3 giant scars, deep impressions on his head. And apparently, according to this thing I read, you could put a poker chip like in his forehead and it would stay in the cut.
Whoa.
So yeah, Abdullah the Butcher. What we give Abdullah the Butcher? We gotta go faster anyways because we're taking up too much time. A 5. All right, so we have a new last place.
He's not that scary.
He's not that scary. All right, going on to our next one here in a moment. All right, our next wrestler on our Scariest Wrestlers
is... She's huge. she's fucking ripped.
She's a big gal.
She's bigger than Rhea Ripley.
Oh yeah, she's a lot bigger than Rhea.
Is she still out there?
No, she's not there anymore. But
was she head leader?
What?
Leader? Leader
of what?
Anything?
No, honestly, she was kind of a flash in the pan.
Okay.
I remember her debut very well. It was at Extreme Rules 2011 or 2010. I had it on DVD, and she came out and she attacked, and it was pretty crazy.
Okay.
But what would you name her?
The big dog.
The big dog.
Yeah.
They used to call Roman Reigns the big dog.
Okay.
But not, this is not the big dog.
She's up there with him.
She's up there. This is Karma.
Okay.
So Karma showed up, and this was during a time where women's wrestling was called the Divas division. Remember I shared that with you?
Yeah.
And they were basically just like hot chicks there to look good.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, after a match at Extreme Rules, her music hits, and we just see this monster of a woman come out and just absolutely destroy Michelle. No, that's Michelle McCool.
Okay.
That's the Undertaker's wife in real life.
Oh.
Yeah. So she comes out and destroys Michelle here, and we are like, oh my goodness, the whole women's division has been shaken up.
Yeah.
We have a new monster. Like, this isn't just anybody. We've got a real force. It's not just like, hey, I'm a hot chick. So Karma was a intimidating force in the women's. Actually not unfortunately. Good for her. Great for her. She got pregnant. And unfortunately for those who wanted to see her wrestle, she had to leave, and she never came back.
No.
She might have She might have come back at one of the Royal Rumbles. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll check that and confirm here. But yeah, that's Karma.
Okay.
What do we think of Karma? If you came across Karma in the street.
I'd say like 18.
18.
She's a big girl.
Babe, you gotta... The whole list is gonna be over then.
Well, now I'm trying to compare it with my 20. So Boogeyman was a 20. And so if I'm trying to stick within that range now, because I think the Boogeyman was a lot scarier than the Undertaker, so I set a 20. But now I'm trying to fit people within that
So
range.
you think Karma's scarier than the Undertaker?
Okay. Because I'm a girl. And if I encountered her on the streets, she'd be freaking fucking scary to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If I saw a guy like the Undertaker, yeah, fucking scary. But I think if a girl like were to talk to me like that, I'd be like, oh my god, you're terrifying. Where a guy, I'd just be like, you're huge. You're a huge guy.
All right, so Karma's gonna get an 18. I like it. All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one we've got. Here we go. We've got a mysterious man. Lots of smoke here. Who do we think this is?
I think this reminds me of something like the circus.
Okay.
And so maybe Cirque du Wrestler.
Cirque du Wrestler coming to the ring. So you see he's holding a skull, and he's got lots of skull.
Yep.
And like he's kind of fog, swampy. So he's a voodoo guy. You know voodoo? Mm-hmm. Who do you voodoo?
Voodoo
His
Rangers?
name is Papa Shango.
Would not have guessed that.
Papa Shango. And Papa Shango was a voodoo priest, kind of like a witch doctor. Ooh. And he would cast spells on people. And he would do lots of bad things like that. As you can see him here with his makeup, bit of a closer look. He'd come out with the skulls. And he could control the lights in the arena. So Papa Shango would come. He doesn't scare me that much. He doesn't scare you too much. No. He's kind of silly.
Yeah. He reminds me of like someone in Cinco de Mayo.
A Cinco de Mayo guy. Okay.
Or Day of the Dad.
Yeah. Okay.
More Day of the Dad.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo has had nothing to do with skeletons.
No. I was thinking Day of the Dead.
I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's Papa Shango.
Yeah.
I got one more image of him for you. I don't know. I picked this one because I didn't know what was going on in the background.
This one's throwing up.
Yeah, like Sting is throwing up blood in the toilet, and Papa Shango is laughing about it.
I'd say he's like a 2.
A 2.
Yeah, he's
Papa Shango gets
He just like makes me laugh, kind of.
All right, fair enough.
Just looks silly. Reminds me of Encanto a little bit.
Of Encanto. All right, I like it. All right. So Papa Shango is in last place with a 2. Here we go, our next wrestler. Now, I said there was only going to be 10 wrestlers.
I don't really have words for this one.
But I threw in a bonus 11th one because I couldn't leave him out.
He dressed like that every time he came onto the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Clowns don't scare me though.
You know what? Remember earlier today when I asked you if clowns
You said,
scare?
do clowns scare you? I said, no.
I was like, all right, I'll just throw them in there. These clowns do scare some people.
Some people would rank this higher than a 20. Higher than the Boogeyman.
That's true.
No.
What would you name
When I
him
think
first?
of a clown, this guy looks like he could go to a kid's birthday party.
You think he could go to a kid's birthday?
Yeah, and like scare him a little bit. Like,
That's what you want to do for a kid's
puff it
birthday?
out.
It's like, hey.
My brother had a clown at his birthday.
Yeah, but
with cotton candy. And picture him with a cotton candy thing, smiling. Kids would probably love it.
You said he's there to scare him a little bit.
Yeah, scare him a little bit, but then it has cotton candy, and the kids love him after that.
Oh. What would you name him? What's your good clown name?
Silly Scarer.
Silly Scarer. You're not getting any awards for naming these, that's for sure.
No, I'm really not.
This is Doink the Clown.
Doink.
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 The Clown.
The clown. Okay.
So Doink the Clown was basically, they brought him in for like the kiddos back in the...
For the kids.
Yeah, and I think they brought him in the 80s. It could be, maybe early 90s.
And the kids liked him?
No, then they turned him into like a scary clown.
So he's a heel.
Yeah, he was a baddie.
Was he a face at first?
I guess.
Okay.
He was like, I don't know.
I can't tell. I really don't know.
Here's another image of him. A little bit more scary one of them on Monday Night Raw here.
I'd still say The Undertaker's scarier. I would rank him a 8.
An 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Doink the Clown is higher than Papa Shango.
Yes.
All right. One more.
Papa Shango just...
He looks
like he was a fun Day of the Dead guy. Like, hanging out.
Fun fact about Papa Shango, he had another gimmick called the Godfather.
Okay.
And he would just come out, he was a pimp.
Yeah.
And he would come out with like a bunch of women. And I think he would call it like the hoe train.
Okay.
And like everybody get on the hoe train. And all these girls would be following around the ring.
Like the conga line?
Yeah, kind of like a conga line of hoes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So yeah, there's Doink. One more for you because I know you had to get your fix in of little guys.
A midget?
Yeah, there's a midget.
Micromania?
Yeah, just like Micromania.
Mixed with WrestleMania?
Yeah, so there was a little Doink the Clown who used
That
to
is
come
so
around with
funny.
him.
Okay, that's hilarious. I don't know. Like, yeah, he's still an 8. He's a clown. He's scary. He's a heel. So people are scared of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little kids are. People don't like clowns. Remember that clown day when all the clowns would come after people? In like
The
2011.
clowns would be like standing in the middle of the road. Just staring
I
at
didn't
people.
ever see any of that. Well, the Boogeyman is going to take first place for our scariest WWE wrestlers of all time. We hope you have a great Halloween. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, well,
I appreciate it.
you live here, so yeah. Let us know who your scariest wrestler of all time is. If you think we missed anybody, if we should have added anybody, and consider subscribing.
Like and subscribe. That button.
That is it for us today. Yeah, enjoy. Have a good one, and thank you. Bye bye.
Goodbye.